Live. Welcome. My name is John Davies. Thank you very much for joining us for a very exciting edition, at least for myself, of our final edition from New York City of the 2 Minute Drill. Before we get this going, remember this is a celebration, and I want to thank everyone for joining me for the last few years here. First of all, let me see who we've got here. Perry Mama, thank you very much for joining us. David, thank you very much for joining us. Kyle, great to see you. Hope all is well. Drew, thank you very much for joining us. Hope all is well with you and your family. Diane from beautiful West End of London, great to see you here. Christopher, thank you very much for joining. Young gentleman in the jet black suit. So where do I really want to start? I guess we'll just go an opening introduction. I've been doing this since November 2019, so ad lib. So let's do this. I'm John Davies. Thank you very much for joining us. This is our, I would call this our 2 minute drill. Our 2 minute drill for day four of week 9 of the campaign of February 24th, 2022. As per our standard, simulcasting on YouTube for those who prefer that of convenience, and of course on Telegram for our regulars. Let me put this laptop down on. I should show you at some time what is actually on. It's just on a trusty little news box here right now. Let me get to this right now. But first of all, I want to thank everyone. First of all, if if this is your first day here, this is an interesting day to come because this is our final 2 minute drill from New York. But I want to thank you for attending, and I do hope that you are able to make your way to these events, meetings on a regular basis going forward in the future. But for my regulars, and of course Perry or Mama, my beautiful Nusha Carsos, my clientele, investor, family, friends, as always, I appreciate your support. Barry, thank you very much for joining us. It's great to see you here. It means a great deal to me. This is a celebration. I began these events, and this will be a little bit of a different session today. I began these events from the steps of the Fed on November 2019. It was a celebration of sort, I guess you might say. I'd made that. You may have heard the story. I was debating between going to Starbucks to burn a hole in my ulcer with that hideous coffee, or go to Dunkin' Donuts and some really good coffee. And I decided to, while on my way, to turn my phone on and try this little broadcast thing from the steps of the Fed. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Jeffrey, thank you very much for doing this. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And a lot of things happened. And of course, when I started these, it was to help the investor community, as always, but it was also to celebrate the start of my new trading and ARB desk. Now, I'll tell you right now, I haven't mentioned this online yet. I was looking at a couple of different spots, and I was debating between an office space in Tribeca or my preferred, the new repurposed Old American Stock Exchange on Greenwich. That was going to be quite the address, and I was looking forward to it. Of course, January 2020 brought a lot of surprises, and it has not been a very comfortable period, and a lot of changes that have not been good for business people and really humanity as a whole. There's obviously some changes coming. But through that time and then the change of these, and again, these meetings started so innocently, I got a greater reward, the opportunity to help a generation of investors. Romeo, Cody, let me say, Cody, Nick, great to see you here. Cody, great to see you. Romeo, thank you very much. Brian from the great state of Texas and Dallas, thank you very much. Greg, thank you very much for Joyce Anthony. I got another great reward, and that reward was being able to hopefully mentor a generation of investors. Mentor a generation of investors how to use options, how to mitigate risk, how to invest with that peace of mind portfolio management, or portfolio management provides you peace of mind portfolio management, and then hopefully take a big step forward and with that peace of mind invest in America. I think we accomplished our goals and that much more, and I'm very proud of that. And now it's time to turn to a different realm. As I said in Q3, and certainly with my thoughts well before that, because many of you know that I and my beautiful bride, we've been separated due to some of the idiotic policies of governments right now in dealing with a matter that could have been dealt with completely different. But we've been separated, and it became my priority. So we are moving. As of tomorrow morning, I fly out to our new home in Mexico, and we're going to figure this, but our priority is family. But this also is, and for that I'm very blessed. But this is a celebration. Again, I started this from the steps of the Fed in 2019, but I'm going to go back a little further because I started my career at a very well-known firm, a powerhouse that gave a kid, just a punk kid, a chance in May of 1983. So here I am, 39 years as I depart the city. It comes with a heavy heart, but a realization, a job well done and able to. I'm the guy who still goes out here, as you saw yesterday, people taking photographs yesterday. I'm still the guy with the blue suit and tie, ready to shake hands and tell them how we can build a better tomorrow and build great places. And as I leave the city, I'm going to look by a complex that will stand tall, one of the most well-known complexes in the financial corridor right now that I help finance, played a key role in its financing in my 30s. What we do does make a difference. So thank you very much for joining me for these last 2+ years. Thank you very much, if you're a client, for allowing me to serve you for the last near 40 years. And I look forward to the future with great confidence and quite honestly humility. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone. So let's get to the market right now. It is, how do I say this? It's interesting because I don't have my presence on social media. You all know by now I stay off that liberal pus-filled minefield of Twitter a great deal now. I don't find being tech all that interesting for myself, so I don't really go out fishing for likes. And so what we've been saying is our little secret at times. And we've been talking about how this market was prone for a deep pullback and certainly into corrective mode. And that's exactly what it has done, precisely what we've said. And no surprise here, and I hope everyone's prepared for it. But we've also been urging everyone to go much heavier in those precious metal miners. I'm sure some of you thought, my gosh, isn't there another tune here? And of course, that is what happened. So let's take a look at the market right now and go through this quickly. Obviously, this is staying with the uncomfortable side of what's going on with conflict on the Russian-Ukraine front. And yesterday, the market, the Dow puked off 464 points. 464, with NASDAQ down 344.03 and the S&P giving back further ground 79.26. Now, none of this is a surprise. I've been telling you that the S&P was in a no-man land. After it lost the 200-day moving average of, we'll call it 44.58, it was in no man's land. It's prone to a deeper pullback. And technically speaking, this thing is just hellacious. And I have been urging, I think since I think it was the second week of November, I believed it was, I said, in my opinion, the market was coming back to the 3,800 to 4,000 range. But I really want to emphasize the market is far deeper pullback on the table. Longer term valuation is somewhere, and valuation is somewhere in the vicinity of 2,600 to 2,800. But I believe one has to wait before you're jumping into situations far deeper pullback, quite a deeper pullback, meaning don't get your hand on the buy signal at 2,200. Now that's not all going to come in one pop. This is going to be a slow grind decade. It's just the unfortunate consequences of not approaching the last 2 years as they should have, and really using an excuse to destroy our level of debt, right? And do hellacious damage to our economy. And for that matter, fail to recognize that only one country has been investing in commodities sufficiently the last quarter century. Yes, I was urging people to invest in commodities in the early 1990s, and then I knew it was going to blow over by the latter part of the decade. But it's just understanding. You either prepare to excel or you must prepare for your demise. And of debt, well, I began speaking of the debt crunch that was coming if we didn't reverse this awful trend in my 20s. It was in the mid-1980s. I said, we've got this unnerving trend to build debt. And if we're not careful, when my generation is ready to retire, the bomb is going to explode in around 2022 to 2025. Here it is. It's looking pretty ugly. Okay, so that's where we are with the market. Now, obviously, we've got a deeper pullback today and in pre-markets. And no surprise here with, obviously, the intensification of the military conflict in the Russia-Ukraine. Right now, we have an implied opening of the Dow off 773 points. The implied opening of the S&P off, we'll call it 103 points, in NASDAQ. Implied opening down 419. As far as support levels, you're going to be really fishing here for levels of support at 4119 in the S&P. at the S&P. It's crashed through a lot of support levels. And you're looking at right now for myself, probably, let's just look at it, 41.19. We're right on the cusp right now. Call it 40.90, 41.10. But after that, we've got, we're taking the southbound train to low 4,000, maybe 40.25. But I'm looking at a deeper right now of around 39.25, we'll call it. But again, I believe this market somewhere around 3,800 to 4,000 is where we might get a little bit of turn. But that can change quickly given the events in Russia, Ukraine. That can intensify. Commodities, obviously, it's been a big run for us in commodities. And again, where do I want to say this? And please, I want to be tactful about this. I've said through the years, never spike the ball. Don't be one to spike the ball, but also be very wary that when gold soars, it might not be the world that you want it to be. And you have to be very careful right now. Now, we're doing tremendously well, obviously, in our commodities. WTI is, so just be careful right now today. Be aware that a lot of people, there's a lot of blood in the market, not enough time to spike the ball. If you ever want a day to pull offline, this is one of those. Is commenting. Comment on other things if you might know. However, we've got WTI up over $7, $7.50, $7.43, we'll call it, to $99.55. Natural gas up 20 cents, 0.206 to 482.9. Silver kicking down the stall door, up over 3%, 82.822 to 25.375. Copper rebounding nicely, up copper up nearly 4 cents, 0.038 to 452.2. And if gold, of course, kicking down the stall door, the ultimate store of wealth, once again proved up $53, 53.80 to 1964.10. Okay, so that's where we are right now. It's a very good situation for us. I want to encourage everyone, be careful here as far as in your positions. And stay very tactical, but this is not the time to spike the ball on this. Be very careful as you go through. Now, for everyone, so I'm going to conclude this really quickly, but I want to thank everyone through the years. I will be returning to have these morning chats, meetings, but obviously it'll be a different setting, and I've got to make sure it can handle the stream and everything like that. But it'll be from Cabo San Lucas starting next week, and we'll figure it out. I'm looking at probably probably a start maybe 30 minutes before the market opens, but we'll figure that out, and I'll keep everyone aware. I'll post that on it. We're going to come up with a new name, because the 2-minute drill, it ends today. It started in New York, it ends in New York, and that's the way I want to have it. So again, for a quick synopsis of the market, stay highly tactical today. Do not go bottom fishing. There's a lot more to this market. If there's a day that you want to, if you've got some really great profitable positions right now, you want to sit back on it and certainly give that thought, or I would suggest write those calls and book some of this. This is a highly volatile condition. We're in one that no one's dealt with in anyone's lifetime. Yes, warring factions. And so, stay very tight here, tactical, remember, order, structure, and discipline. Okay, for those joining me on YouTube, thank you very much. I know there's a number of you watching in replay. I do really appreciate it. Christopher, thank you very much. And it really was a pleasure to have a chance to meet you, Christopher, when I was north of the border. Barry, as always, thank you, my good friend, and all the best to you. And I'll be talking to you very shortly anyways. Jeffrey, thank you very much. Very appreciative of us. So for those on YouTube, and as I conclude, one final time from New York, after over 2 years of doing these and near 40 years of my career from this magnificent city of great people. It never stays down. Thank you. 2022. Just remember, and forevermore, be the hunter, not the hunted. Thank you very much, everyone. Take care.